Hello. 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 Stream asked me to change my audio bitrate, but now it's saying my bitrate is 0, is lower than the recommended rate. So I don't know what's going on with that or why it's doing that, but because I have this set, I have it set to 256. Hopefully I sound okay and you guys can hear me. I'm not muted, am I? That would be just my luck. I'm not muted. I did it right this time. We're good. I should pop out the live chat though, because you guys are way over here. I'm gonna move you guys over here. Oh, I'm too low? I can turn that up. How is that? Is that better? Am I a little bit louder now? Hopefully that'll be a bit better. I thank you guys for always updating me about whether or not you can hear me. Wonderful, wonderful. Hello, good afternoon. If it's afternoon for you. Good zone. I like saying good zone. Please forgive my little bit of weird camera layout because I'm going to be leaning forward like this a lot of the time. So please forgive that is what I am working with. I apologize, but that is in fact the case. We are exposing some art that Steve McCrae doesn't want anybody to see. Ah! I do have a little bit of music to play in the background while we're playing. While we're messing around. So hopefully that's not going to be too loud. I'll probably turn it down a little bit because I do just want it to be like ambient in the background. It's by SavFK. Links to them are in the description and I highly recommend it. It's free music for pretty much anybody to use. Hopefully that's not too loud, but it just kind of gives us something to go in the background while I'm not talking and while I'm focusing, which is almost none of the time. I guess I can close this conspiracy theory stuff we were looking at. Whew. So, I'm essentially going to teach you guys how to draw the goblin so you can make your own. The goblin is actually very, very simple. It's just stick, arms and legs, circle head, and square body. It's really simple, and we're even gonna cheat and we're gonna use the oval. So I'm just gonna make an oval, then just a stick. I can even just make a rectangle. Most of the time I don't use it by actually using the shaping tool, but I'm going to use the shaping tool just for the sake of simplicity right now. I am going to make it a little bit smaller because I used up too much space on my canvas, but that's whatever. Then it is just line, line coming off of the corners, line, line coming off of the corners. You can even use the line tool if you want. Super straightforward, and then just little goblin-y hands. I change the hands all the time, just for whatever fits the purpose. Sometimes they're rounded, sometimes they're sharp and pointy. Just kind of depends on the mood of the picture. The only thing that you need to actually know is there's a big toe that you need to draw in. And that's just how you do the toes. Triangles, then just a bigger square, and then like a smaller rectangle. And there's the feet. Triangles for the ears. I put a little loop in miney. Another triangle. Line to indicate the way ears go. The eyes are just little tiny ovals. Mouth is just a straight line. Tongue. And then you've got a goblin. You can then turn this goblin into anything that you want. Helios575 for 5 says, Chesh, you're wearing the wrong shirt to capitalize on your being a woman. You need to lean forward to draw. You don't, hold on, need more boobs. Didn't you know all you need is boobs? Hold on, this is the best I can get. That's the best you're getting. You have questions about layers and Krita? Yeah, please. Hit me up with your question. Triangles don't exist. Yeah, yeah. So you can even like erase, like you can even just not have the facial expression. That's just the facial expression I use for the goblin. You can use any kind of facial expression you want. So what you can do is you throw another layer in there whenever you're going to add your details on. So my goblin has a little hair thing going on, like a little messy hair, and then like a little point, and then like a little swirly for the hair, and then it just swoops around and kind of cuts off part of the head, and then it kind of just does little squigglies. Then it just kind of comes down there, and then it comes down in the back. Because I have long hair, and this is my goblin. There you go. So now I've got the hair and the face of my goblin in particular. You can make the goblin smile a little bit. Sometimes you just want it like super straight. And that's the goblin. How do you separate the layers? So if you already have something painted, do you mean? Or when you put layers in, do you... If you go on to the right side over here, right here, this is your layer option. Now this toolbox can be turned off. If this toolbox is turned off, then you need to go and click up here, which is this button right here. You won't be able to see the drop down because it doesn't show it, but it's workspaces, and you just want to find the workspace that's titled layers and then add that on. If it's not showing for you, that's where you find it. But yeah, so now we can essentially change this goblin into somebody else if we want to. So let's say we're going to make the goblin into, let's say we're going to make the goblin Steve. Well, we know Steve has like long curly-ish hair, so unless he gets it straightened. So we're going to kind of do it like a little bit wavy. And it's not quite as long as mine, so we're going to do that. So that's the hair. He doesn't really have any hair too much in, like, he doesn't have bangs. So we can actually put this, if we want, we can make it from the front. He's got, like, hair on the top of his head. And then we all know Steve has his facial hair. Now his beard's not as long as it was, but it's still pretty long. So we could kind of just do something a little bit like that. But then we won't be able to see this. So we can go in here and then just get rid of that. It makes it look like he has a floating head. And then we can give him eyes. And he's got glasses. And then we can give him a mouth if we want. You don't even have to give him a mouth. You can give him like a little mouth. And there you go. Now you've got Goblin Steve. Goblin Steve! So let's actually go in and make a proper... I'll show you guys really quickly how I actually do it when I'm working on this kind of stuff. Stoblin. So let's go through it one more time. So the way I draw the goblin, personally when I'm doing it, I just did that in the most simplistic way possible with just ovals, triangles, and rectangles. The whole thing was done in ovals, triangles, and rectangles. So I tend to draw freehand. I don't tend to use the oval features. So what I'll essentially in general do is I'll start off with the oval. It doesn't need to be perfect. It never will be perfect. Then I kind of decide, like, is the goblin, what direction is the goblin looking? Let's say the goblin is looking upwards. So I've got that little baseline. Then you just go the rectangle body. I make the body a little bit elongated for mine because it's like a big t-shirt, essentially. Or a burlap sack. It's probably more akin to a burlap sack. Do not worry about being consistent in the number of fingers your goblin has. If you're concerned about having knees and making sure you can put little dots, there'll be about that length. You can even make your goblin a little... Actually, it wouldn't be that quite that length, because this is actually... Your torso would actually be here. Then, like, your hips would be here. So this is actually going further down. Like, your arm is... This arm is actually proportionate. Add in that big toe. Look at this, we're actually having a drawing stream on my art channel. Mouth breather goblin, Steve. A little bit. A little bit. So because the head is tilted, we're only going to see part of the ear over here. Oh. Oh. The hair's going to be tilted up a little bit on my goblin because they're looking upwards. And there's the goblin. It's really straightforward. I got my Navy issue gas mask out of my car on Saturday. Gotta stay safe. You should draw a dinosaur with a gas mask. That'd be pretty complicated, actually. Although I wonder if we could turn Dapper Dino into a goblin. It would be like a dragonborn goblin. Could we do that? We could try it. So I'm gonna leave... what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually take from the drawing that we already did to speed up the process a little bit. So we're gonna speed this up by just copying over our initial goblin shape. We've made a new layer, of course. So let's see if we can. Let's give it a shot. We have to think about what would be different with a dapper goblin. The dapper dinosaur is dapper, naturally. But the same features, for the most part, are going to apply. So he's still gonna have... He's gotta have little baby T-Rex arms. Little baby T-Rex arms. So maybe they go like this. And then maybe a tail? Like that. And then it's got a top hat. Should the top hat be too big? I feel like the top hat should be too big. So, like, because the Dapper Dino has gone from being a giant dinosaur to being a small goblin. A small goblin. Gotta have those sharp teeth. Dapper Dinosaur, do you have a bow tie or a tie? The tie needs to be too long. I've decided the tie needs to be too long. It's a necktie. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. The tie needs to be absolutely way too big. There we go. If Dapper Dinosaur was a goblin. And then you can just go in and add, lighten this layer up and then just add different, slightly different. I would almost make his leg backwards, like this. Dapper Dinosaur! Yeah! Oh, maybe we should give him some scales. Maybe he's got, like, a little bit of scales. He's a little bit scaly. He's got scales on his tail. You just put little circles in. A moon goblin. What would a moon goblin look like? A nose horn? There you go. So let's see if we can do a moon goblin. A cane? There you go. Do everyone. That would take some serious time. If I'm ever doing like a 24-hour stream, how about that? If I'm ever doing a 24-hour stream, I'll go on like draw a bunch of goblins. Provided that the 24-hour stream isn't meant to be something else. Okay, so let's see if we can do a moon goblin. Ilya, I'm gonna need you to start thinking about what features your moon goblin should have. Oh, you're gonna get to 3K today? Nice. That'll be awesome. I feel like Moon is a lot more feminine than I am most of the time. In the way she presents herself. So let's get a little bit of a more girly figure going on for her. I almost feel like her should be wearing a dress. There we go. Maybe just a little belt there. No, I haven't seen the oh, I have seen the moon elves from Dragon Prince with the 3 fingers, with the Ninja Turtle hands. Crescent moon eyes? That's a good idea. I like that idea. Crescent moon eyes. Come on. There we go. Here. Alright, what kind of hair? I would throw in money. We can all change our avatars to the Goblin Plix with the charity of the name. That'd be cool if we did a charity stream like that. That's not a terrible idea. That would be a buttload of work. Ponytail? I need to think about this for a second. You got like 2 long ones on the side. And then you have like bangs. So I'm thinking like this. Let's clean that up a little bit. It's a little bit messy. That's okay. There we go. She looks like she's just like, There's like some laugh going on here. There we go. Moon Goblin! And not bad for like about a half an hour worth of work. Ooh. I need a proper desk at some point. I'm like curled up like a goblin. We could even give her like little sleeves if we want. And maybe some frillies. There you go. You can turn the goblin into anything, and I seriously do encourage making your own. And definitely, if you do, tag me on Twitter, post them and tag me because I love them. It's just like that one of the sign that I made. It's just the goblin holding a sign, which I actually am intending on animating as soon as I get like half of a second. I'm gonna animate it to like and subscribe, and it's just the goblin holding the sign. And when we do, when I got the stream rolling, I'm just gonna have a starting soon. But yeah, there's the goblins. By the way, this was not intended to be a long stream, and I know Steve is starting soon. I don't know if he's got his link up yet, though. Let me check. Let's find out! So I'm sure he said he wasn't sure if he was starting at 5 or 5:30. Yeah, he hasn't posted yet. Oh no, I lost the live chat. Where'd you go? There you are. Any others you can think of off the top of your heads, guys, that you want to see? Did it! Do it! Do a goblin godless scummer. I will show you how to go from this sketch to finalized. So those were all sketches. I'll show you how to finalize this particular goblin. Ah, gotcha. Okay, so when you're looking to finalize the sketch, like it's got the construction lines in it, we're gonna switch pens, because right now we're just using, this is what this pen looks like big. We're not gonna use this. This is too blurry. We want something that's gonna be clean. So we're gonna go ahead and scroll through our brushes until we find something that's like a marker or a pen. That's better. So is just a solid line. So we're gonna pick the size we want. It's still a little too big, a little too small. That'll be good. So it's at 23. And so you're gonna want to try and get clean lines. Good trick is to, if you want straight lines, pull. Oh, sorry, if you want straight lines, push. And if you want curved lines, pull. So straight, curved. Use your elbow. Use your wrist if you need to. Elbow is great. Oh my god. Are you guys trying to convince Steve to invade our Minecraft server? So for this long line, I'm planting my hand and turning my elbow to get that curve. Whoops. Now, what you can do instead of what I'm doing, which I'm moving around a lot and twisting, what you can actually do is you can actually just rotate your screen if you would like to. It's just the 4, 5 will recenter it, 6 will rotate it the other way. Oh my god, yes, the Minecraft server is running, so if you guys would like to join the Minecraft server, you need to let me know, find me on Twitter, I guess, or on Discord, argue this. I'd take my socks off, I'm really warm. Ugh. So, they're working on some stuff over there. We'll be going back to that probably tomorrow and seeing what they've managed to accomplish in a day. But if you would like to join the server, just let me know. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Sweet Heathen is going to be joining us as well. And the next time we will be, we'll probably be streaming it. Oh, maybe we won't be streaming it tomorrow. We'll see. We have that time of the month tomorrow, so I don't want to guarantee that I'm streaming it tomorrow, but if it's not going to be tomorrow, we'll be streaming it on Wednesday. I actually like to make one of these a lot bigger than the other one because I think it's funny. I am currently trying to close off these lines so that way they are actually separate and they are going to be closed, so we can use the bucket. There we go. Sorry, that one line took me a hot second. If you want this to look like it's a chalk drawing, which I have done in the past, use this brush tool comes standard. It's like a paint roller. There are chalks that you can use in Krita, but I was in particular using, I find that one works pretty much the best. For me. Aw, thanks, Hawkskull. Okay, so that's pretty much the whole goblin. I'm gonna just do a quick look over here to make sure my lines are all connected. So that way when I go to fill it, like this is kind of a little bit concerning, so I'm just gonna make that a little bit thicker. Make sure things are closed off, so that way when I use the bucket tool, it'll actually fill instead of filling in like the entire background. Like, that's full, that's covered, that's covered, that's covered. Anything that connects is all actually closed. That's connected, those are connected, that's closed, close, close, close. Good. It looks like we actually got them all. So, colors. Colors for the goblin, well, I guess we'll throw the eyes on. The goblin is a mood. So there's what it looks like right now without any of the additional lines. So, gonna go ahead and we're just gonna swap over to another layer, but we're gonna put that layer below this one. Bucket tool, green, yellow, like basically just the top of this color wheel because we want green and we want like this foresty looking green. Bucket, bucket, bucket. I kind of use like a reddish brown to get like that kind of burlap sack looking color. I tend to stay in the green for the hair and just make it dark. There we go. If you can, make it a little bit darker for the underside. Never work in full black if you don't have to. And now you've colored the goblin. So if we want to have a little bit of fun, which of course we do, we're actually going to go in and kind of make this a little bit fancier. There you go. Now it's an actually properly colored goblin. If you want to go blending, you have a couple of different options. I prefer to blend with the palette brush, which I call the potato brush, or if you want something a little bit smoother, you can go with like a smudging tool. So I've got this one here, and I'm just going to show you what it does and how to kind of see, just very light. Broad strokes with this. Oh, and that smoothed it all right out. Now, if you want to go ahead and go into what I prefer to use is I prefer to use this potato brush. I call it a potato brush because it kind of looks like that. So this is the way I tend to do it, because I can then I can block. I can essentially just block out. I don't like go in and erase because that was a huge waste of my time. I can just drag and pull the colors around as I see fit. Now keep in mind that when you are doing this, see this white that's coming through? That white is coming through because we bucket filled. If you paint, you don't run into that problem, but because we bucket filled behind all of these black lines, it's white. However, if you do end up using the white, like I'm kind of doing here, keep in mind that when you turn off the layer, this is going to happen. It's kind of see-through, you can see. So look out for that. That can and will become a problem if you let it. But you could make this like hyper 3D if you wanted to. So you could kind of go in and spend a bunch of time working on it and pull in like even darker colors around this part. Blend them in and give it a real 3D like heavy effect. If you look at, I don't know if I have it on this computer, but there is a photo or a painting that I drew that is, it's a goblin stirring a pot, like a witch goblin. That one is very hyper, like, blended and hyper real, like more realistic shading on like a roundy, like on the round face that the goblin has. Is the goblin a hobo? This goblin definitely lives in a trash can, I can tell you that much. It's definitely a trash can. If you want, you can use shading to make the goblin look kind of mad. Now the goblin is irritated. I like to use yellow for the eyes. Not required, but my preference. Maybe like a darker one for the teeth. Yeah, though there are blending tools, there are all kinds of the Krita is essentially based on brush engines. So different brushes have different engines. Unfortunately, I can't really go through them because I'm only showing the window. So if I pull up the brush toggles, it's not gonna work properly. No, I didn't know that. That's... Yeah, good question, Smitty. Sorry, I don't have you guys on the screen this time. If you want to get really intense, you can go ahead and take this layer and scale it down. And then go back to your blending layer, because then you can kind of, or your painting layer, because then you can kind of see where the lines are coming through and where they're not. And if you need to make adjustments to the shape. Because you want your picture to be clear either way. But I will have to do that another time. I'll have to do a live stream where we actually do like a full, like the one that I've already finished. I wonder if I can, actually, I wonder if I can pull it up. Don't kick John Lloyd off. You can mute him, but don't kick him out. Hello! I'm gonna check to see real quick if I can find that picture that I did. Where would I have put that? I bet it's in my Google Drive. Let me just check real quick to see if I can find it. I know I used it as a thumbnail, but I'm pretty sure it's on my other computer, which is the issue. Yeah, this stuff all outdates that photo. Yeah, I'll have to find it and post it up. Maybe I'll make it the thumbnail for this one so you can kind of see what that looks like. But we're going to call this. I lost you guys again. Where did you go? There you go. Hello. He blocks mods. What? He can't block. What? Oh, that's okay. There are people that are modded on other people's channels that I have blocked. He can block you if he wants, but you can still see what he's saying. So, I'm totally fine if to time it out. Just don't kick him out for now. Particularly because I'm working with him in the background to actually actually talk about some of the topics that he does bring up. Let me see if I can find the, I know I posted it on Twitter, but it's probably, like, long buried under the ridiculous amount that I post on Twitter. There it is. No, I don't want to play my video. Get out of here. No, stop playing the video. I just want the... Frig's sakes! I just want the thing. Let me grab it. There we go. So it's this photo here. And I'm just gonna show it to you guys. It's gonna lose a lot of its quality, but this goblin here, I'll do this version of the goblin. I'll do like this kind of a painting so you guys can kind of see how it's done and how to take like this kind of character and make it a lot more solid. None of these are hard, like there's no line work in here. There was line work that was done. I did draw lines, but this is painted to then be able to remove those lines. So we can do something more like this, and we'll do a I can show you guys how to essentially take this cartoony looking goblin and turn it into a more 3D render of that. But we will do that another time. Head over to Steve's channel, because he will be live soon, hopefully, to have his conversation, and that'll be great. Thanks for coming. I hope you learned how to draw goblins. I hope you enjoy and do goblins of your own. And if you do, we should do a Jim Majors one with the swirly mustache. We'll probably do that another time. That'd be great. So we will call it there. This was a ton of fun. Thanks for coming. If you make your own goblins, please, please, please send them to me. That would be fantastic. Thanks for all the super chats. Like and subscribe if you want to see more. We will do more art. I don't have a proper setup, so it will be time, and they'll probably be a little bit more sparse than I would personally like them to be. But until I get a proper setup, it's going to be a little bit of time. So we did this one. We did this one. The dapper one is pretty good. I like that one. We got this one. We got a Steve-looking one. Banana. So, have fun with your goblins, and if you make one, please, please tag me in it. Make your own signs also. I'll see you guys on Twitter. The Minecraft server is running, so if you do want to come by and play Minecraft, let me know. As well as that time of the month is coming up this Tuesday at 9:45 p.m. EST, and we are going to be talking like a little bit of incel. We're going to be talking about a little bit of the stuff that went on in the last Rum and Coke. We have a lot of things to cover. We're going to be talking a little bit about the iDub situation, but we're mostly the situation. It's not a situation. We're just going to look at the comment section because, oh my god, what a shit show. It was good to see you guys, and hopefully you'll see you guys over on Steve's channel in a little bit. Bye!